Then he goes into this, if you think about the E minor pentatonic shape right here, he's basically doing a few things off of that, and then he gets outside it with some arpeggio kind of things. But he bends up from the 15th fret to the 17th fret. Then he hits it again and really shakes it, so it's... Then on the... and that's on the B string. And on the G string, on the 14th fret, he bends up to 14 to the 16, he's bending up. So that's 14, bend up, bend down to the 12th. And then the 14th fret on the A string. Then 12th fret G string, 14th fret G string, and 12th fret B strings. So that he kind of swings those notes. Then he does this this little idea where he plays the 14th fret with the 3rd finger on the B string, and then the 15th fret on the E string, and then the 11th fret on the E string. Then he goes up an arpeggio, which is basically an E flat major arpeggio. So you have the G string, 12th fret G string, 11th fret on both the B and the E string. So it's then he goes down an A major arpeggio, and this is actually over the A7 chord. So it's barring basically the 14th fret, but again, you're not playing and just letting it ring, you're rolling it off. So on the B, G, and D string, that's all the 14th fret. And then the 1st finger on the 11th fret on the D string. So and you slide that down to the 10th fret. So that's the D string, 11th fret sliding down to the 10th fret. 2nd finger goes on the 12th fret of the A string. 3rd finger plays the 13th fret on both the D string and the G string. So and then you play the 11th fret on the G string. Then he walks up a scale from the 11th fret, 12th or 11th, 13th to 14th fret on the G string. Then he plays the 15th fret on the B string to the 11th fret, I believe, on the E string. And he slides up to the 12th fret on the E string. And then he plays the D note on the B string on the 15th fret. And then he goes down from the C sharp on the B string to the G note, the 13th fret. I'm sorry, the C sharp on the 14th fret B string, the G note, the 12th fret G string, the E note on the I don't know why all of a sudden I'm telling you the notes, but and then the 14th fret on both the D string and the A string. So it's and then he goes back up to that G note, 12th fret on the G string, and then you almost hear him play the 13th fret on the D string, and then quickly play the 14th fret. So it's kind of like a ghost note, sort of. So it's so a good thing to do is analyze this over the chords that he's playing, and I'll do just the beginning or whatever, and I'll show you a little way you can incorporate this into some of your own stuff that you play. Because again, it's cool to learn these lines, but if you're not gonna, if you only learn them in one position, or if you only get one thing out of it, then you'll only play it, once in a while. You'll think, oh yeah, that lick, and then you use it, and it just kind of sounds like a lick inserted, which is kind of a hard thing not to do when you're playing licks. But anyway, so the very beginning starts off over an E dominant 7 chord, and the first note is the dominant 7 of that chord, is the minor 7th. Then it goes to the minor 3rd to the root. So that's all off of. So that's just primary notes between the root and the 3rd and the dominant 7, which outlines that chord. And then he plays this lick, and that's also still over the E7. And so he's basically going from the minor 6 to the major 6, and again pivoting off of the 3rd, the minor 3rd, and the root. So that's why that all just works over that. Then it goes to the C7, and he slides down that half step and goes. And what that is really is he's sliding from the major 7 to the root of that C7 chord, and then he's actually, if you look at it this way, instead of skipping strings, you can see that it's playing just this triad, the major triad. So that's the 3rd, the 5th, and the root. So, and that's over the C7 chord, and then it goes to an A7 chord, and he goes back up that half step and plays what he played initially on the E7. But now those notes are minor 3rd to major 3rd of that A to the minor 7 to the 5th. So again, there's primary chord tones for that chord, and that's why it sounds great over throughout, weaving throughout that chord change. Anyway, so a cool thing to do is, and I haven't really worked on this a lot, so it might sound a little sloppy, but is to take that idea and not necessarily think the notes, but think the actual phrase. So this, you could play that anywhere. That's off of E minor pentatonic. And then incorporate that sliding thing. So you can do something like so if you had just a groove in E, so you get the idea basically of taking the idea and the lick. I mean, I just think that sounds so cool. It's so funky, and so again, you can use that in anything. Again, not great examples, but you get the idea. So I hope you enjoyed that little lesson. There's a few more licks I want to transcribe in this Mango Prom, so hopefully I'll get to those and get those up to you. And I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to comment and let me know what you think. And take a look over at guitarbreakdown.com. There are a couple of cool things happening, and I hope to see you over there soon. Thanks.